Hey guys, Tarke here, and I want to give you a little update. There will be a Baeclast on Saturday coming, timer above. Haven't got the schedule of exactly who's going to be there lined up yet, but I'll let you guys know more, but there will be a Baeclast then. So how is my league going? So from the last update, I was playing the Scorching Ray Totems, and we have a new curse level, the curse level being 72. It turns out that Scorching Ray Totems is bugged. So we played Spectral Shield Throw to 72, it was trash. We played Scorching Ray Totems, and it's bugged. So how did I keep myself busy yesterday while it was bugged? So it is a confirmed bug. GGG is aware of it. I spoke to Bex. They are 100% aware that there is a bug in regards to Scorching Ray Totems not stacking. Usually what happens with Scorching Ray is the 8 stacks. With each stack, it applies a shredding debuff on enemies, which lowers their fire resistance. That caps out, right? So you can only limit the fire resistance by a set amount, but the damage stacks. So the whole idea of my build was to go self-cast Righteous Fire, self-cast Scorching Ray, have 3 Scorching Ray Totems, meaning I would have 4 sources of Scorching Ray. I currently have 1 source of Scorching Ray because they're not stacking. It turns out I'm not the only guy who had this issue. Uber actually league started the same build. Sadly, I just hadn't watched his stream before I made this character. He's in the exact same situation I am, where it's like, bleh. So he's currently playing some scuffed non-crit Frostbolt Hyro. And we have no idea how long it will be until it will get fixed, just they are working on it, and it is a priority fix. So, I had the hospital on Monday, all good news, just normal health stuff, and just for anyone worried about my medication being taken on and off it, I've been put on it for another year. PogChamp. So, when I got back, I was pretty tired, and this is how I kept myself busy while I worked out what I wanted to do league-wise, while I either waited for a fix or re-rolled. So you can see that what I was just doing was just chain resetting Tidal Island. Tidal Island has always been a super good zone when it comes to farming either master missions or certain league mechanics. Now, the way that Bestiary works, and again, SSF by the way, so it's quite difficult for you to get certain items, is you capture specific rare monsters and they go. You have to use different base rare monsters to craft your Bestiary items. And then whenever you enter a zone, any zone, there's a chance you can get a random legendary beast. Those are the beasts with the red markers on the minimap. And they can be any beast type. They don't respect the beast type of the zone. Because Tidal Island is such a tight zone with such a small layout, you can shield charge all the way around it. You never miss any monsters. You'll always see it on the minimap. And because you can reset it so quickly, you can very easily farm legendary beasts. Now, because I didn't know if there's a fix coming or whatever, and I was feeling really tired after my infusion at the hostel yesterday, I thought, I know, this is a level 45 zone, I can power farm this zone, and I can print some unique items. Also, just a fun fact, since, you know, Headhunter's kind of a thing this league, with beast crafting uniques, you can get old league-specific uniques. In theory, if you wanted to try and target farm Headhunter, I'm not recommending this, by the way, but if you wanted to, you can see I got another legendary here. You could purposely farm this zone because it's level 45 zones. So the beasts you captured are level 45, meaning that when you beastcraft, you can only beastcraft uniques up to an item level 45. And Headhunter requires an item level 40. So if you were to craft belts, you would have a pretty good chance of getting that specific belt. The whole idea of targeted item crafting is kind of a big reason why you see so many Brutus-led sprinklers on the market. There are so few unique scepters or maces, I can't remember, but there's so few unique, let's just say maces, at a low level that when you beastcraft a unique mace at that level, it's nearly always the only result. So if, like me, you're playing SSF, and you wanted, for example, Brutus-led Sprinklers, which I believe is level 18, what you want to do is find the cleanest zone reset around that item level, so that when you eventually hit the unique that you need, you have a much better chance of getting it. And this is a really fun and really interesting thing. This is one of the things I really love about this league. And for anyone who watched me back in Perendus, I did the same thing in Perendus. So in Perendus, I was the guy who came up with the Solaris farming strat. I really enjoy that kind of thing. And another thing which works really well with it is actually farming low-level prophecies. So prophecies have always been fairly profitable, but have been quite frustrating to do because they often send you back into low-level zones. Well, for people in Trade League, doing prophecies is even better because when you're going back into the low-level zones, you can still encounter unique beasts, and it makes running prophecies a lot more interesting as well. So I blasted a whole bunch of prophecies yesterday and got a bunch of really cool items. Now, my RNG hasn't been the best, but I can sort of show you what I've collected. And I am preparing to make a new character, since I don't want to just sit and wait for the fix to come. I'm going to make a trapper, because I really enjoy trappers. But you can kind of see like some of the stuff I've collected. So I've gotten a bunch of Mortal Morsus, some Axioms, you know, 2 Flesh and Spirits, a bunch of bow gear, we've got Troll Timber, we've got Bones of Allure. Other people in SSF who have been struggling with their summoner builds will be able to get a Bones. Very easy way of getting a Bones, since there aren't that many unique boots at level 22. Find a good low-level zone, and you've got a pretty good chance of getting something like Bones of Allure or Wanderlust. Wanderlust is another very good item to just have in SSF. I got an Intuitive Leap. Other notable things, Brightbeak, pretty big deal. And then just like random whatever stuff, and then Belt of Deceiver, and then I've got some stuff on other characters, since, you know, 3rd character of the league, by the way. But yeah, you know, it's just kind of interesting. And again, in Trade League, probably not super profitable, but for the SSF guys, it's a very interesting thing to think about. And if, like me, you find yourself with a random day of waiting for bug fixes or just not really feeling like mapping, it's just something very much worth considering. So for the build that I'm about to play, little Tarke trap, by the way, I am going to play my good old absolute fave trippity traps. So we played some traps and some miners. Usually I only play miners, and they've reworked Sab. And then last league I played lightning trap, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. So I'm planning on playing a lightning trapper again, but I wanted to try something just a little bit different. So I'm going to actually try doing an ice trapper and ice and frostbomb traps. Frostbomb traps just for single target. And the reason why I kind of wanted to try that is, as some of you might be aware, you can get some pretty crazy life regen bestiary mobs. And frostbomb gives you a bunch of cold pen, and it reduces enemies' life regen. And to show you the grand difference of a ice trap tree and a lightning trap tree, this is my ice trap tree, and to turn it into a lightning trap tree, we drop these 5 points, and we get Pierce. And this would be my lightning trap tree. So it's really nothing that major for me to try it out. I actually have a friend, Eldo, some of you might be aware of him, he's a rather infamous fellow, who actually swears by Ice Trap, Frostbomb, Vortex Trap. He used to play the build a lot, and he's like, I was talking to him yesterday, and he said, to be honest, now it's probably better than it's ever been. But for how Frostbomb Trap works, is you just kind of like throw a bunch of traps, and then they explode. Now when you look at it, you're going to go, well, that seems like a pretty bad delay. Well, you're not using it for map clear. For map clear, you're using your normal traps. It's just that when you get into a single target scenario, you alternate between Ice Trap, Frostbomb Trap, Ice Trap, Frostbomb Trap, Ice Trap, Frostbomb Trap, Ice Trap, Frostbomb Trap. And it just explodes like that. And since Frostbomb Trap also reduces the cold resistance, it's a very big DPS boost to your Ice Trap. Now, he says I should also try and fit a Vortex Trap into the mix, even though Vortex has no AoE anymore. With Cluster Trap and AoE overlap, he's saying you'll absolutely like decimate bosses. Trust me, try it. And I do have a Tabula, so I'd put my Ice Trap on that. And then I've got a Deerstalker, so I would put my Frostbomb in that. And then if I potentially got a Shaper Helm or gloves or whatever, I could then mess around with maybe a Vortex in there. Again, I'm not like crazy sold in it. It's just like I'm going to try it to be a little different. But yeah, I probably will end up just playing a Lightning Trapper, but this is something that I do want to experiment with. I know Pox has tried something in the past, but he never really saw it through to endgame. and it's definitely a thing. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. There'll be a Baeclast on Saturday. I was in hospital for all day of Monday, so apologies that the stream schedule got messed up a little bit. Farming a bunch of uniques, and we have a trapper in the works, and I really love this set. I really love the Manticore set. Definitely Team Alpha Manticore over Team Harpy. And also, a little bit of speculation. If you get the Manticore set with the feather back attachment, I haven't got it, but I can imagine that the newly added Bestiary Brimmed hat would look absolutely poggers, because it's got the same, like, bird skull, red feather, red and black in the set itself. The brown would kind of... I imagine if you're into the Milady or Stupid Beast, potentially a combo to think about. But yes, I'm Tarke. Please don't let this build be bugged. See you guys in a bit. Have a good day. Bye-bye.